So this is me tonight. Back to bare basics. Alpkit Hunker XL, bivvy, no cover. Stunning spot. Got the reservoir down there. Sunset going on over there. Plymouth and the sea beyond down there. And I'm here, taking it all in. With some rocks and the main tour behind me. So if you haven't guessed by the hat, tonight I'm doing my Great Tommy SleepOut. So this is a charity event that's been arranged for the Royal British Legion, and it's in aid of veterans that are homeless, essentially. So there's people on the street that have served our country and aren't really getting any support for it. So thousands of people across the UK are going out in March and doing a sleep out. Now I know I do that anyway for fun, so that's why I'm going a bit more hardcore tonight with just a bivvy and nothing else. So I've never done a camp like this before, so I'm exposed to the elements completely, and it's going to be weird just not having anything to sit up inside and cook, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I've been trying to get this done for a while now, but the weather has been atrocious. It is apparently supposed to rain a little bit tonight. We shall see. It's going to be interesting though, just being completely open to the elements, because my face is going to have nothing above it. I think my biggest real concern, I haven't got any fears or worries about being open to the elements, but my biggest worry is a sheep coming along and peeing on my face in the middle of the night. Hey ho, we shall see. So if you haven't seen this setup before, this is the fire maple. I've used this in another video, done a review on it. It's very similar to the MSI wind burner. But it's a bit more stable because it's lower to the ground. You don't have gas canister, stove, gas stove and then pot. The gas canister is remote, so it sits to the side and it sits a lot lower and has legs on the bottom of the actual stove itself. Very simple, squeeze the top together, pop the handle out, that locks into place. Fits a large gas can in, and then there is your actual stove itself with the legs and the remote cable for the burner. So this locks into the bottom, and then you just undo the legs, slide the actual valve out, swivel the three legs out the bottom, and you've got a decent stand for it. And the gas canister then just screws into there, and you've got a remote stove. What's handy about this as well is if you're using a gas canister that's fairly low, you can actually turn it upside down. Obviously, you know, you need to balance it on something, but you can turn it upside down and get those last bits of gas out of there. Pot then just sits on the top. It doesn't lock in, so it is loose, so you've got to be careful of that. Unlike the wind burner does lock in, but that is as high as it goes, whereas the MSI wind burner is sort of that height. So that's a lot more top heavy. And the centre of gravity is a lot lower on this because of the remote canister. It's actually a lovely evening. There's a few clouds looming about, but there's a beautiful sunset going on behind me, so I think I might get a time lapse of that while I'm boiling my water for a coffee. I'm pulling water for a coffee, but I don't know why. Just fancy a beer. Cheers. Well, that has boiled in about a minute. That's incredibly quick, that thing. Speaking of gear, I had a torch sent to me, this was quite some time back, by Klarus. It's the XT21X. It's a 4,400 lumen torch. I did a short on it, but I haven't done a full review on it. But I will show this. It's supposed to get foggy and misty later on, so it may not work well, but I will show you how this works and how good it is. It's basically got two modes. You've got a tactical mode button at the end and an SOS flash mode, and you can turn these on and off just by changing the tail cap. So you've got two quick options on here with the torch actually switched off, and then you just give it half a turn and then it stops it. You need to remember to do that, because when you lock out the torch, put it in your bag, if anything presses that button on the bottom, it's quite a large tail cap button, it could easily push against something at the bottom of the bag. It will turn the torch on full beam and it will burn something, so you always have to remember to just twist the tail cap to release it a little bit. But other than that, it's pretty good. It's relatively straightforward. It's got quite a few different options on it. To turn it on, you hit it 3 times and then that comes on, and then it will scroll through different modes. What I don't like is the fact that it goes high, lower, 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 and then back up to high. It should go the other way, but when it's on, if you then click the end cap, it does it the other way. It goes higher, higher, a bit weird. So it goes through I think it's 15 lumen for the bottom one, up to 1500 for high, and then you've got obviously the turbo, which is 4400 lumen. But yeah, the end switch is quite good. You can just press and hold it, so you can just look around and let go, or you can click it and leave it on, and that's full beam, well that's turbo. Or if you press and hold strobe alert, the little tactical switch at the bottom, then that will put it on strobe for as long as you like. When it is off, I believe you press and hold it for 5 seconds and it should flash like that. Now it's locked out, but the tail cap still works, so you have to remember to just turn that half a turn. Yeah, hopefully it's clear enough later on, and I'll get this torch out and I'll show you what it's like, because there's some good distant things to light up here. There's some trees. I think the total distance on this is about 338 metres, so it's not the longest beam out of the torches I've tested recently, but it's 4,400 lumens, so although it's got quite a deep LED sunk quite far back in here, it's fairly focused, but it also gives quite a wide flood as well. So it's quite a good all-round everyday carry tactical torch. Yeah, so for dinner tonight I've got a Wayfarer meatballs and pasta, so the guys change, and gone double Wayfarer, so I've got a breakfast as well, which is the all-day breakfast. Feeling a bit peckish, so I might stick it in the pot now, get it going. It takes a little while to warm these things up, so yeah, I'll bring it back in a bit. Right, the food is well and truly done. It's absolutely boiling in my hands. One of the good things about this stove is you can simmer really, really well. So I've had it just literally ticking over on bare minimum. It's just kept it boiling and simmered for ages. So nice big lumps of meat. Good though. There's lots of meat in it. I think I've had this before, I'm pretty sure I have. There's tons and tons of meatballs. Seems to be more meatballs than pasta, which is fine by me. I think it was a good call going with this stove and not my alcohol stove, because one, it would take ages to get the water hot and to simmer it for that long with the alcohol stove, so I'd use tons of fuel. But two, there's no real wind here. There was a bit of a breeze coming through. As soon as I took the pot off the actual stove, you could see it blowing across it. But yeah, the alcohol stove would have struggled a bit, I think. And so this is a lot easier. It's not my preferred method of cooking, but it's fine. And I've got so little gear with me, having no tent. The bivvy bag is about 400 grams. I think it actually says it weighs 480, and I weighed it and it was exactly 400 grams. So, you know, Upkit have overdone their weight on that one. I suddenly thought they'd sent me the small one instead of the XL. I'm thinking about getting one of the Army Gore-Tex bivvies. Again, a lot of feedback and a lot of people tell me that they're probably the best you can get. But I'm a bit concerned about the size of them in comparison to like the Upkit. They're also a lot heavier, so the Upkit is very, very light for, you know, a decent sized bivvy. But I'll see how this goes tonight, and if it works well, I might try it again. Well, it's pretty dark now, so let's have a go at this torch and see what it looks like. Okay, so this is the torch at its lowest level, which is 15 lumens. I can't remember them going through. I think it's 400, 1500. I'm not sure. I'll put them on the screen. Okay, so this is at the lowest level. This is the next level. And I can see, yeah, it's lighting up a fair bit in front. Not sure how well the camera's picking it up. Next level. And I think that's maximum. Nope, there you go. There's turbo. So it's lighting up those trees, which are a good probably 150 yards away. There's a creature down there I can spot in the dark. There's some eyeballs flitting about. But it's a bit misty. Just to bring you around here with these rocks in front. It's got a really good wide throw to it. It's not quite a long distance beam, that's for sure. I think that's probably because of what I've been used to. In the last couple of torches that I've had, they've been real throwers rather than wide flood beams. But pretty good. Lights up plenty. All my rubbish down there. Yeah, not bad. 4,400 lumens. It's not a bad little setting, this, is it, really? Got somewhere to hang the lights. I've got a couple of lanterns in the background. It's all quite romantic. It's very warm and snug in here, so this is nice. It's not exactly late, but I don't really have a lot to do, so I might just get an incredibly early night. I've got some Jack Daniels, so I might polish that off before I go to sleep. It's a bit of a breeze, nothing major. Yeah, it's pretty cosy. I don't think I'm going to get much of a night lapse tonight. It's very overcast, very cloudy, but it looks like the rain's going to stay off, so fingers crossed. It hasn't rained yet, and it's supposed to rain around 6, 7 o'clock, so that's good. But I am warm and snug in here. Alright, so if nothing else happens, then I will see you guys in the morning, hopefully free of sheep pee, although I've just seen 2 ponies that are quite close as well. That's even more worrying. Morning. I had a really good night's sleep last night. It was incredibly warm in that bivvy. Admittedly, there was hardly any wind. When it did pick up a little bit, my face got a bit chilly. Obviously, it's blowing straight into my face. But it was very warm. I was very comfortable. Had plenty of space. So that was good. I checked the night lapse, which is a bit weird, because it looks like it's daylight all the way through it, just because of how the moon was out, and it was just mist and fog most of the night. But yeah, it was quite a nice experience. I was laying there at one point, just looking up into it was like broken clouds, so it wasn't as it is this morning, and I could just see the Starlink satellites in a line just going across my head through the sky. Yeah, it was unusual, different for me, but it was good, enjoyable. I need this coffee though. So the Alpkit Hunker XL bivvy that I was using, I had absolute zero condensation inside it. In comparison to and bearing in mind I was outside and it's thick fog and mist this morning, so you know there's a lot of temperature difference between the inside and the outside of that bivvy. It's as dry as a bone. There's a little bit of moisture around the top, because obviously where I'd maybe fallen asleep and my head went inside the bivvy, and I was breathing in it. But the rest of it is absolutely bone dry, so I'm really, really impressed with that Alpkit Hunker XL. I fitted in it, and it worked. The only annoying thing is obviously when you pull the toggles and tighten it around your head, no matter where you turn, you just get comfortable, and then a big long bit of string just falls out across your face, and you're lying there going, ah. But not a lot you can do about that, is there? Breakfast is on. It's not too bad, this one. It's actually got a large bit of omelette in it. I generally tend to seal a pack of beans with sausages, and Branston ones, they're the best. I'm loving these Brew Company coffee bags. They sent me out a pack for Christmas, so it's like an advent calendar, so you get 25 in it. They are very good and refillable, so not as bad for the environment as a lot could be. Well, that was quite funny. It was like something out of a Carry On movie. I was just unpacking, getting rid of my cook set, and I was unscrewing the gas canister, and as I got to the final screw, it slipped out of my hand, and where I'm sitting is a bit of a slope that goes around the corner, and it rolled down to the edge of that slope there, and as I got up near it, it then just rolled again, and it rolled all the way down to the bottom there, as far as the eye can see. So yeah, it was about 150 yards away. And there's me chasing after it like some idiot, as it's just every time I got near it, it just rolled further and further. But luckily though, I think it was telling me where to go, because at the bottom I found some rubbish. So someone had left their Coke Zero bottle dumped down at the bottom. So that's annoying, but at least I found that, so clear it up, take it away with me. If you haven't donated, please go and have a look at my Facebook. Not my page, I don't have a full page, but on my Facebook account, which is NoviceWildCamper. And if you can donate, anything you can do, whether it's just £1 or whatever, would be great to go towards this cause. So, Great Tommy SleepOut, Royal British Legion, hit the link, donate what you can, be much appreciated. So this is where I was last night, my lovely little comfy patch. All packed up, ready to go, leave no trace. Well guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you did, hit a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Thanks a lot guys, I'll see you on the next one.